How could this be, Pastor? How could a person who claims to be anointed, claims to have the power of God in their life, and also be depressed? But let me be very clear to you today. You can be anointed and both depressed at the same time. I want to dismantle that erroneous theological perspective that has messed up so many people in church, that told them that you can't be depressed. Just don't claim it. Just don't claim it. You don't understand. People are dealing with a lot of stuff, and you don't. I went through this as a pastor pastoring this church. Losing my first wife, I was depressed and I didn't know it. And I did not want to deal with it because I was told all of my life, you can't be depressed. God's power is inside of you and you can't be depressed. And I normalized sitting in a house for 3 weeks with all the lights off. I normalized being in the dark on Christmas Day, preparing a plate for two, talking to myself, until I went to therapy. And my therapist helped me walk through the idea that you are depressed, sir, and you have to own this. Bishop Walker is not depressed. Joseph is depressed. And you have got to walk out this journey before your people. So because there are a lot of people that look up to you and who will look at you and think that because you are spiritual, that then because you're trying to get them to be spiritual, that they can't own the fact that they are dealing with depression. But depression is very real. And if you don't deal with depression, you're going to implode. And God told me to preach this word to somebody so you can start checking on your strong friend. God told me to tell you nothing wrong with you because you're struggling with depression. It's a real thing, and we in the church have got to take away this whole stigma around mental health. People carrying a lot of stuff. People don't realize all the stuff people carrying. Preaching to you, dealing with all the stuff I have to deal with. I encourage you, empower you, watching a brother deal with frontal temporal dementia, cognitively diminishing in front of me, watching a niece deal with lupus, watching a sister deal with lupus, watching sickness all around me and having to show up, and people get mad because you don't respond back to them when you're trying to work through your own issues because people put you on a pedestal. The devil is a liar. I'm not the only one carrying some stuff. There's some folk in here today, you just like, Lord, it is enough. I can't take it no more. Have you ever been there? Just because you're tired doesn't mean it has to be terminal. You don't have to make permanent decisions over temporary situations. Elijah says, Lord, I can't take it. It's enough. Just take my life. I'm done. He tries to get out of it. He tries to say, Lord, I just rather go on and be with you. But God does not accommodate his request because God knows he's got more life to live. And the reason why God wanted me to preach this word to you, because you cannot die going through this. You shall live and declare the works of the Lord. God told me to tell you, got too much more life to live. God told me to tell you there are people that haven't even been born yet that are going to be blessed by what he's doing inside of your life. So God told me to tell you, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Your labor will not be in vain. Be not weary in well-doing, for in due season you're going to reap if you faint not. And I know it's hard, but his anger endureth but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy is going to come in the morning. Look at somebody, tell them, hold on. Help is on the way.